Well, good afternoon, everyone. It is Thursday, and it's a typical day for when we host our webinars here at RigER. So mobile oilfield operations, as I've just announced, is going to be made, today's presentation is going to be made of several topics, and here's what we're going to be talking about specifically. So we'll talk about the oilfield job dispatching on mobile. We'll talk about the rental, field tickets and inspections, repairs and maintenance cards. Again, it's all on mobile. Online mobile operations in general. We'll talk about the technical aspect of the RigER mobile operations and applications performance. So different modes such as synchronizations and the processes and the best workflows. And we'll talk about also document statuses, a key thing when we talk about exchanging information between people in the office and in the field. So it's a very heavily packed day, or not the day. Let me take a look at the watch. So it's more going to be around 45 minutes. So let's get rolling then. So today's topic is going to be presented by Gleb Kobitz, VP of Operations at RigER. And go ahead, Gleb, take it away.
Thank you very much, Nikolai. Good afternoon, everybody. Today we're going to present an exciting topic about the using of the mobile application of RigER system. So some of you have already used or already been using this application, know that we are developing and improving the application constantly. So we update application in the App Store and the Google Store almost every week. So that means that we are improving the application from the functionality standpoint, from the user experience and user interfaces standpoints, and basic and general capabilities of the mobile applications are evolving through the time. And let me show you today how we can perform more actions in the mobile application, what we have recently added there. And I will show you a few live demo workflows, how everything works in the application itself. But first thing first, let me explain the this flowchart, and let me explain how the information is exchanged and what kind of triggers we may have while we are working both with a desktop application and mobile application in the field. So basically on that screen, you see the standard rental equipment delivery process and documents that are supported in the system through this process. So usually we start with a first very basic document, which is rental service agreement, and you know that's it's kind of a quote that you show to your customer when the customer approves the quote. Now we go to the reservation note. In case of using the reservation of in the RigER software in the reservation module, you can reserve some units for the job that will be some kind of locked for the other jobs, and this unit number will be used only for a specific job. On that reservation note, you can also pass the inspection process. So we call this pre-delivery stage of the inspection process, when you inspect the equipment before it gets dispatched. And basically you generate an inspection card pre-delivery, and then once the inspection card is done, we can deliver equipment through the rental ticket. And we have an internal control that if the unit number or specific asset should be inspected prior to the delivery, it means that it has the inspection template. So the control works in the way that until the inspection will be done, the unit will not be selectable in the rental ticket delivery. But when inspection card is done, we can now select it in the rental ticket delivery. And once we select the unit number and we complete the rental ticket delivery, so we change the status from open to in process, the field technician who is selected in the ticket will receive an email notification if it's set up in your configuration. So he will receive an email notification saying that you got a new ticket. And once the field technician synchronizes his mobile application, he will receive this specific rental ticket in his mobile app. So here on that flowchart, you see in the yellow box, this is the mobile application scope. So he performs just 2 actions in the mobile application. So he checks the rental ticket delivery, checks the equipment, and when the equipment gets delivered and maybe some additional information gets entered in the ticket in the mobile app, then field technician just changes the status of the ticket from in process to signed for approval. So he will have only one option in the ticket to select from the statuses, and this will be signed for approval. Once he does this, then he synchronizes his mobile application back with the cloud storage, and the service manager or dispatcher or operations manager will see that almost instantly in a few seconds that the status of the ticket has been changed to signed for approval. Now he can double check all the information on the ticket and approve and move the ticket to ready to invoice status. Then accounting receivables department just picks this ticket up and invoice this ticket, and then the ticket gets the status done. We may have a little bit more complex operation for the same job when we do the maintenance of the equipment in the field. And in this case, after the equipment delivery and when the rental ticket delivery is completed, so after a few days or a week, whatever the frequency or your maintenance cycles intervals are, you can generate a maintenance ticket for the same field technician. Again, everything starts from the service manager in the office or who works with a desktop application of RigER. He can generate a maintenance ticket. The maintenance ticket will have probably several maintenance cards, because every single maintenance card is assigned to a specific unit. So one unit number, one card. But in case of the multiple unit numbers, we will have them all on the maintenance ticket as the summary document of all these maintenance cards assigned to the specific job. Then we assign a field technician in the maintenance ticket and maintenance card. You see that over here. And again, field technician can receive an email notification to his inbox. And again, once he synchronizes the app, he receives the maintenance card to his application. He can work with this document. He can enter some kind of information about the readings from the equipment meters, or in some cases, if the maintenance results in the need repair circumstance, then field technician can even generate a repair card in his mobile application as a new document, work with this repair card, add some parts, add some repair services to it, log his time on the repair card. And again, once the status of the ticket and maintenance card will be changed from in process to signed or for approval, the ticket gets synchronized with the cloud application, and then the work continues on the desktop application by the service or operations manager. Now, there are a few very useful tools to work with the repairs and maintenance and inspection cards. The one is the activity log dashboard, where the service manager in the office can see all the unit numbers and different statuses with a different kind of informations about the customer location and the document that that serves this unit number, and information about the last maintenance date or readings and next scheduled maintenance and the due date of the maintenance. So right from this activity log dashboard, the service manager can generate a maintenance tickets as I showed you previously. And once the tickets are generated, we can see all the maintenance tickets and cards on the next dashboard, which is the maintenance dashboard that has lots of details about a particular unit number. So from that dashboard, we can open up the maintenance card and work with the document itself. Now, let me show you how it looks in a real life and how we generate all these documents in a sequence. And I will just comment on these workflows. So as I said previously, we start working with the desktop application when we have a rental ticket delivery. So we check the type delivery. Now we can check the shop and from which the equipment gets delivered. We assign a field technician to this rental ticket delivery ticket. We can also add a truck. And then we see that this field technician in the crew tab, we can add some services that this field technician will do. And we definitely assign a unit number to the ticket. So that means that that equipment will be delivered to the customer location. So that's just at the beginning of the job. Now we post the ticket, and the final step on that site will be to change the status to in process. You see that just one status is available. Now we change it to in process, and now we see that this ticket will be locked because it's going to be sent to the mobile application, and the field technician will work with this ticket. So we have to give him an ability to add some information and don't interrupt his work until we are working with the desktop application. And what happens next? The field technician synchronizes his mobile application with the cloud database, and he receives his ticket, and he sees that, okay, that's a new ticket in the in-process status. In case of the many tickets, he can check the rental tickets list and find them all there, or he can just go to the start page of the mobile application and find the latest synchronized ticket. So he opens this up, he checks some information on the ticket, like a location when it should be served or delivered, contact person. Now we can check the equipment itself and the unit number of that equipment. We see some services that we have to provide. We can even add our time, start date and start time of working with this delivery ticket. Yes, we can select any minute. Also add an end time, and now we are done with this tab. Now we can go to the next tab, which is readings, and we can add readings from our equipment meters, like last reading, maybe 27, and the current reading is 2750. Okay, this is done. Now we can also add some comments here, and you know that we have external and internal comments. In the internal comment, we can enter any information that will stay only in the system, so the client will not see this information. We are safe here, and the tower is checked and delivered. Now the ticket is done, and what happens next? We just need to change the status of this ticket to signed for approval. When the status is changed, now click done. And the final step is just to synchronize back the mobile application with the cloud database. When the synchronization is done, in a couple of seconds, the service manager will see that ticket on his desktop, and you see the last one in the list. A few important things here: that currently the ticket is in process status and it's locked, you see. But when the ticket is synchronized, the status is changed to signed for approval. Now we can check all the details. Time is here, everything is good, readings are there, and we can also see the newly added comment. Now everything is good with this rental ticket delivery, and what we do, we just change the status to approved or ready to invoice, but we can also revert this ticket back to the field technician and change the status back to in process in order to get some more information about this ticket. If everything is good, we just change to approved and ready to invoice, post the ticket, and we're done here on that stage of the job. So next thing that I showed you on the flowchart was the maintenance activity with the equipment that is on location. So, and the most powerful tool is the activity log dashboard, where we can see the unit number and its status. So it's deployed to the client location, and we see the maintenance information. So we can run a maintenance ticket. So we select this unit number in the list. of all the unit numbers that are on that location. We assign a field technician to the maintenance event, and we generate a maintenance card, and maintenance ticket is generated automatically also. So what happens next? We just need to find out this maintenance card, and just to double check prior to sending this to the field technician. So we go to the maintenance dashboard. On the maintenance dashboard, we see the maintenance card that was generated for Gleb FT field technician. We can open this card, and again, maybe enter some information, maybe enter some comments to the field tag, what should be done. So, and we also have our readings in the maintenance card. So every time that we perform some actions with the equipment, we can update current readings. And that will allow the system to track the next or the due date of the next maintenance, and just keep up with the maintenance schedule that is set up previously, definitely. So when the maintenance card is done, yes, in this case, we just need to adjust the parts section. We can add parts if that's required to the maintenance. If not, we just change the status of the card to in process, and it just disappears from the dashboard because the dashboard is filtered with the status open. So we can change this filter and see all the maintenance card. And definitely, again, the field technician receives notification in the email. He updates his mobile application. That happens in a few seconds. And now he can work with the maintenance card in the same way, like add any information and synchronize it back. Okay, so we've just passed this workflow demo, and there are a few other scenarios that can be done on the job when we can have a repair cards. That's very similar to the previous scenarios when we can generate a repair card, send to the field tech. He works with this document in his application and synchronizes back and send it back to the dispatcher. The same happens with the rental ticket return, then ticket generated, the equipment gets returned back to the shop, and information in the cloud database gets updated as well. A little bit more complicated example with the inspections. When we have inspection cards, the field technician can also work with the inspection cards now in the mobile app, and he can generate a repair card if the inspection resulted in the need repair status. So he works with these both documents on the mobile app and then synchronize back to the cloud application. Okay. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to write them down in the Q&A section of the Zoom application, or just submit them to the chat, so we will be able to answer them at the end of this presentation. But in the meantime, let me explain a few differences between the online mobile application and offline mode. So as you may already know, we have two kinds of applications right now, and two modes in which the field technician can work with the application. The offline mode determines the way how the information gets exchanged between the cloud database and the mobile device, because everything that field technician performs in his mobile device, so until it's synchronized with the cloud application, all the information is stored in the device storage, in the memory of the device. So until he synchronizes, he has everything only in his mobile application. So it's like local database in his mobile application, in mobile device. But once he synchronizes and he has the stable internet connection, he synchronizes the application with the cloud storage, and all these newly added information will be transferred to the cloud storage, and then everybody will see the same information. So everybody will stay up to date with the latest changes in the tickets. In case of the online application, we have just recently released this online application with a black icon. So in this case, the information is exchanged in the online mode. So it's constant connection to the internet over the Wi-Fi or the LTE, and information just exchanged in seconds. So if you do some actions with the documents in the mobile application, online mobile application, it's almost instantly synchronizes to the cloud storage. So you don't have to push the synchronize button. The system will do everything automatically, and it will exchange the information. Now, let me speak a little bit about the document statuses, because that's one of the most important stage of working with the documents. And you already know that this is a separate piece of information about the job when we track particular stage of the job. So the status tells everybody at what stage of the job we are right now. And in the latest edition or version of the mobile application, we unified all the statuses across major documents that I have presented today. And now in all these documents, rental tickets, maintenance cards, inspection and repair cards, you have all the same statuses. So they are harmonized across the documents, and every single status, as I said, presents the particular stage of the job. So for example, that's the very standard process that can be used by many companies. And this is the default workflow of the statuses, but it can also be changed and adjusted to your particular business scenarios. So we can customize this in some particular cases. But basically what happens, the open status, every document gets the open status when it just gets created. So when we create a new document, we enter initial information about the ticket in the ticket. So the default status is open. Now, when we move the ticket to the field technician, we change the status to in process, and now field technician works with this document. And you remember that the ticket gets locked in the desktop application while it's in the in process status. When field technician completes his job, he switches the status from in process to signed for approval in the mobile application, and then the next status that will be available to the service manager or operations manager in the desktop application. So it will be approved, ready to invoice. Next, it can be invoiced, and then we complete the ticket and set it as done status. You see that one small thing here that stands out from the general ticket, general status matrix is that maintenance cards can also get the status invoiced. So in some cases, you may charge your clients for the maintenance activities. And in the next version of the mobile application, in the next release, we will add the invoice status for the maintenance cards as well. And again, that's just a different visualization of how the statuses are changed. So they are changed one by one. And now it's much easier for the field technicians to work, so they're not frustrated and not confused with what status should I change to, or what kind of action should I do. So they will have only signed for approval statuses in their tickets in the mobile app. So it's very easy, very straightforward, etc. But the operations manager or service manager in the desktop will have an ability to change the status back, as I showed you in the workflow demo, when we can change it back to in process to submit it back to the field technician. Okay, now just a few words about the best practices that we recommend to follow while you are working with a mobile application or your field technicians do. So first, as I said, we added control to lock the document in order to keep it consistent and integrative in the database. So if the field technician works with the document on his mobile app, we will not be able to change it in the desktop app. That control was put in place because we just want to prevent the situation when the same document can be changed at the same time from different devices. And in case if it's changed in the cloud, meaning on the desktop app, that will be like a priority for the system to define what kind of information we need to store. So it means that if the field technician will change something in the mobile application and we will change something in the desktop, so the desktop will override the field technician app. So that control will be in place, and now until the field technician completes his job in the mobile app, you will not be able to change it. So just keep in mind that's very important, and just keep with the workflow that I showed.
And let me just add here, Gleb, a quick one. I think what we also noticed is that having this ability to lock ticket for editing at the office side, while ticket has been now in the hands of the person in the field, is important, and also what is important is just to show it visually when you log in and look at the list of the tickets. And the locks and this padlock little icon actually shows you that this is a ticket that is actively being worked and requires to be an updated rather by the person in the field. So it's even visually you can see in one dashboard in the list of all the tickets which tickets are still on the sort of office side and are being worked by the people at the office, and which ones are actually in the field when they're locked, which shows them when they're locked and the people in the field are working on it. And consider this handover from one side or one person in the workflow to another as if when you're submitting an order online, for example. So you create an order and then you submit it. So if you've submitted it, it's all gone. There's not much you can do, but until you hear from the other side what has happened to your order or the request. So that's just a sort of a neat enhancement that we implemented for the ease of communicating information visually, as well as making sure that there is no discrepancy and conflict in the data exchange between the field and the office. So thank you for that.
All right, thank you very much, Nikolai, for this addition. I see the questions in the Q&A, so we will definitely answer them a little bit later. But there are a few other important technical things that you have to understand while your field technicians will be working with the mobile applications. So we saw some cases when a company operates pretty in a significant amount of tickets for a period of time, say hundreds of tickets are generated in a week. So we saw the situation when field technician applications and mobile device storage can be fulfilled pretty quick. So, and we just want to make this process automatic. So in order to not go out of the device storage, we have enabled the automatic, like we hide the tickets in the mobile application when the certain conditions are met. So for example, if the ticket gets the invoiced status, it means that field technician cannot do anything else with this ticket. It's already been invoiced and it's locked from changing. So we just hide this ticket in his mobile application, and the field technician will stay up to date with only tickets at his particular stage of the job, meaning in process status. Or for example, we can set a condition that the tickets will be hidden after 30, 60, or 90 days while they were generated and complete. So that's up to you how to set up these intervals. Another condition, if user gets inactive status in the database. So for example, if the field technician gets fired and he shouldn't work with the database anymore, so you as an admin of the database can set him as inactive. And in this case, all the tickets will be hidden from his mobile device, so he will not see them anymore. We can also consider other conditions if you prefer to set something else. So just reach out to us and we will discuss this. Another system feature is the mobile ticket number. You remember that some of the tickets can be generated in the mobile application itself, for example, repair cards. So once they are generated, they get a temporary mobile ticket number. So the field technician can communicate clearly to the dispatcher or the service manager that please take a look at the ticket number that or that. Because until he synchronizes the application with a cloud storage, the service manager probably will not see the proper number. But with the mobile ticket number, it will be more clear now to communicate the information. But when the ticket gets updated to the cloud database, it will get the document number according to the sequence in the cloud database. So, but temporary mobile ticket number will be assigned in the same time. And another important scenario that you have to understand, and that's very important, sometimes it happens when you need to reassign the field technician to the ticket, or just, change the person who is responsible for the delivery or for the maintenance. So we have designed a specific workflow that should be followed in order to avoid some kind of miscommunication between employees. So if the ticket that you have already generated and sent to the field technician to the mobile app, if this ticket should be adjusted, we suggest you and strongly recommend to cancel that ticket and change the status of the ticket to cancel and mark this ticket for deletion. So make it inactive in the system. So even the previous field technician will not be able to work with this ticket. Now, if the information for this ticket should be the same, absolutely the same, you can just copy the ticket. So it will be absolutely duplicated, but you just change the field technician on the newly generated ticket, post it, change the status to in process, and send to the newly assigned field tech of this ticket. And he will receive it to the mobile app and work with this.
And I just wanted here to add again once more, because I think it's very important. Sometimes it can be confusing. We get quite often a question, so why can't I change a field technician on the fly if I need to, and why do I need to create a new ticket? Again, think of this process and this flow is the same as that you follow when you make any order. For example, think what you do when you buy something on Amazon. And maybe just not necessarily the one-for-one example, but still it is pretty relevant as far as the flow goes. So you generate an order, and then you put all the items and assign an order to somebody, and then submit it. So you cannot really make any change. You cannot, it's just because it's out of your hands and it's on the other person's side. So it's somewhat a handover process from one party to another. If you need to make a change, and the other party, is not able to perform the activity, such as a field technician in this case. So you can then cancel this field ticket and then generate a new one. So it's pretty simple and very similar and pretty standard. And it allows, what's the most important, is actually to keep track of all the steps throughout the process, from the beginning of a ticket till the end, until it's done, or from the beginning until it's been canceled. So it allows you to see every transaction sort of line by line and understand what has happened throughout every step of the process. That is one of the reasons and the main reasons why we build it this way. So if you have any additional questions, please do send them to us over email or just kind of call us. Here's the number. We're always happy to hear from you and ask and answer any questions. You can always, if you're new to RigER, always book a demo through our website. and then we'll schedule it for you as soon as possible and walk you through and show you RigER in action. And a quick intro of the next week's webinar. So it's going to be another exciting one because we're going to be featuring a lot of different things in it. In a nutshell, we'll present the whole enhanced concept of the Oilfield ERP on RigER. So we'll do the overview of what the system's gone through in the past 12 months. A little less than that, then maybe 6-8 months. So you'll be able to see what now you can do on RigER. So it's all been designed and created for you guys, the Oilfield Rentals and Service companies. So you'll be able to see what now you're able to accomplish using different types of configurations and settings and modules in RigER. So we'll please go to the website, register, and you'll get the invite, and we'll be happy to see you in 7 days. Okay, so on that note, let us wrap it up. And thank you very much for being with us. We're on time and on budget. That's our slogan. So have a great the rest of the day, and we'll be happy to see you again.
Thank you very much, everybody. We'll talk to you next week. Goodbye.
Thank you.